These are your BYU-Idaho Radio morning headlines for Friday, September 27th, 2024. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Austin Pace. Owners of electric vehicles in Pocatello plan to present their cars and trucks to the community this weekend. The vehicle owners plan to gather at 541 West Lewis Street for the Pocatello EV Expo from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. There will be around 16 different electric vehicles at the showcase, and the owners plan to answer questions from attendees to explain why they love their cars. There will be a wide range of vehicles that meet a variety of different consumer needs. People will be able to learn more about affordable vehicles like the Ford Fusion Energy or the Chevy Bolt. But for those more interested in luxury EVs, there will be at least two kinds of Teslas at the event. According to EastIdahoNews.com, this is the third year that the nonprofit has held the expo in conjunction with National Dry Electric Week. While electric vehicles are more popular today than they have been in the past, more people are still skeptical of them, which makes the Pocatello EV Expo the perfect event for those who are still on the fence about electric vehicles. Alabama used nitrogen gas yesterday to execute a man convicted of killing 3 people in back-to-back workplace shootings, the second time the method that has generated debate about its humaneness has been used in the country. EastIdahoNews.com reports that 59-year-old Alan Eugene Miller was pronounced dead at 6:38 p.m. local time at a South Alabama prison yesterday. He shook and trembled on the gurney for about 2 minutes, with his body at times pulling against the restraints. That was followed by nearly 6 minutes of periodic gulping breaths before he eventually succumbed to the gas. Miller was convicted of killing 3 men in 1999, and the state had previously attempted to execute him by lethal injection in 2024, but to no avail. At the execution, Miller asked his family and friends to take care of someone, but it was unclear whose name he said. Miller was one of 5 inmates put to death in the span of 1 week, which is an unusually high number that defies an ongoing trend of decline in the use of the death penalty in the U.S. The execution was the second to use the new method Alabama employed in January when Kenneth Smith was put to death. The method involves placing a respirator gas mask over the inmate's face to replace breathable air with pure nitrogen gas, causing death by lack of oxygen. Alabama officials and advocates have argued over whether Smith suffered an unconstitutional level of pain during his execution after experiencing seizure-like spasms for several minutes. But Alabama Corrections Officer Commissioner John Q. Ham said the shaking movements were anticipated. Jurors convicted Miller after 20 minutes of deliberation and recommended by a 10-2 vote that he should receive the death penalty. High school juniors and seniors in Idaho will once again have the chance to join peers from across the country for an in-depth exploration of public service careers with the prestigious United States Senate Youth Program. 2 delegates will be asked to represent Idaho during a week of learning and networking in Washington, D.C. Each year, 2 student leaders from all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the Department of Defense Education Activity get the opportunity to spend a week in Washington experiencing their national government in action. To be eligible, students must be actively serving in qualified leadership positions, enrolled in high school, and living in the state that they will represent for the entire 2024-2025 academic year. For more information, go to USSenateyouth.org/selection_process_qualify/. The deadline to apply for the program is October 11th. Thanks for joining me today. These have been your morning headlines for September 27th, 2024. We've got more great content for you anytime you want it. Just search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast app. You can also ask your smart speaker to play KBYI 94.3 FM, and we're also online. Head on over to byui.edu/radio to listen there. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.